Hello and welcome to Talking While podcast where we talk about anything and everything. Today, I kind of want to have like a really aggressive ranting session about social media and how like it is dopamine trapping your mind and how it's truly fucking us over. So, like I started to question this when I was questioning. I was like, why can't my like perfect happiness really happen? And like then I started like thinking, like, what is perfect happiness? Like, what does that look like, and what is that supposed to look like? And so I realized that like I was comparing myself to all these like Instagram people and all these others, and just everything in general. So like I get it. Social media is everywhere. It's literally in the air we breathe. But like let's let's just be honest with ourselves. It's fucking with our heads in ways that we don't even realize. Like we've all fallen for it. We scroll, we post, we like, we comment, and we wait. We wait for the next little dopamine hit, the little happiness, the little like, the little comment back, the little things in social media. And it's like you're chasing down these social media like likes and dopamine hits. You're just like it all boils down to like one thing, and that's the dopamine and the quote unquote happiness you're getting from these likes, these comments, everything. And it's really fucking us up. It's crazy. So, social media has figured out exactly what makes us tick. It boils everything down into one simple concept: happiness. Like, you see the perfect body, you're like, oh, if I have the perfect body, I'll be happy. Oh, if I get this drink and it wakes me up a little bit more, oh, I'll be happier, I'll be in better mood. Like, stuff like that. It's like, you want to be happy? Here's the trick: keep scrolling, liking, posting, looking what to comment on next, like the next little rush, the next little micro trend, whatever. It's an endless cycle that like really promises you happiness and only gives you a quick hit that like is never ever going to last, because it's all based on the fucking illusion that whatever you do or whatever you chase is going to make you happy. Everything you see on social media is always going to be fake. Like, everybody's lives on social media is curated, edited, and filtered, and yet we're stuck chasing it. Like, hoping that maybe, just maybe, that your next post is going to make you feel good. People are going to comment about your body or the things you're eating or the things you're doing, and you're going to feel great about yourself. And it's all designed to make you want more and more and more and more. And it's just tricking you. It's a trap. It's just going to continue to drain all this wants and these needs from you, and you're not going to ever feel happy because you're going to continue to get this fake kind of happiness. So it's like you're really not chasing happiness, you're chasing the validation. You're chasing the illusion that you're finally going to feel like fulfilled if you get enough likes. If you get 50, 60 likes, yeah, I'm going to be happy. Just those kind of things. Like, but every single time you hit that like kind of goal in your head, you're going to continue to set more. So that goal or that finally fulfilled feeling is never going to happen. Because the second you get those likes, you're gonna need more, and you've been conditioned to believe that your happiness is tied to these tiny little dopamine hits, which it's not. But you're gonna continue to come back for more because social media, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, everything knows exactly how to push that button where you just want a little bit more. You just want to scratch that little itch, you know. So let's talk about like actual dopamine for a second. So I did a little bit of research for this episode because like I kind of wrote the script, so it's gonna feel a little bit more professionally, I guess. But we're gonna talk about dopamine. Dopamine is your brain's feel good chemical, and it's when you do something that feels rewarding, your brain gets a nice little rush. Now, when you post a picture and you see a like or you get a like, you know what happens? Your brain gets a shot of dopamine, and for a second you feel good, maybe even great, maybe seen, validated, like you matter. But that's where you get it fucked up. That hit does not last. It's like a sugar high. The second it wears off, you need more. You keep posting, you keep scrolling, you keep searching for that next rush, all because your brain is addicted to it. It's not a once in a while thing. It is a cycle that is going to continue to happen. You post something, you get validation, you feel good until you don't. Then you do it again, over and over and over and over again. You continue to scroll Instagram, buy those fits, post it, get those 50, 60 likes you want. And it's going to feel good for a few days. You're going to be like, oh, 50 people really liked my outfit. I'm glad. And then it's going to wear off. And you're like, you got to go do that process all over again. And it just becomes a little less and less and less. And you're searching for more in something that's never going to give you that actual happiness back. So the more addicted you get to the feeling, the less likely you're ever going to feel truly content. The more that you're like, oh, yes, I love scrolling, I love seeing these outfits, you're never going to feel just happy. You're going to feel like you don't have something in your life. Like, you're never going to feel like enough because of the quick instant gratification is not a true happiness. And it's like a drug that keeps you coming back and it's fucking with your mind. It's like getting cocaine. You take a hit, you slow down, and then you need another hit. Like, it's those kind of things, and it's going to continue to fucking up your mind. So here's the thing that we got to get real. Like, social media is actually fucking with us. And the truth is, everything comes down to one thing, like happiness. Like, whatever your goal is, you can write down your goal on a piece of paper or Google Doc or whatever the fuck you want. And when it's completely fulfilled, or like you want to have a family. Oh, why do you want to have a family? Because you want to feel fulfilled. Why do you want to feel fulfilled? Because you want to be happy. Every single goal that you ever have, if your goal is to be a billionaire, why do you want to be a billionaire? To make me happy, to make me feel fulfilled, or to help others, because you want that feeling of happiness, that feeling of validation, the feeling of content. That is what human life boils down to. Boils down to happiness and like validation. And so, like, that's what you want. Like, that is what we all want. That's what we crave. The problem is that we've been conditioned to think that happiness is something you can only get, is something you can get in an instant. That happiness is something you can chase, grab, and hold in your hand if you do the right thing, if you post the right photo, if you say the right thing at the right time, and that's not happiness. Like, that is your dopamine. That is your little, oh, I'm feeling good, your little drug hit. That's what it is, the cocaine of the brain, honestly. And the real, oh my gosh, sorry. The real issue is that we've been like tricked into thinking that happiness is an instant external thing, which obviously it's not. Like, we're all running in this race to look perfect, to be successful, to have the best life, to post the perfect selfie, all for the validation, to think that it will bring us happiness. But in real happiness, that kind that lasts doesn't come from the perfect post. It doesn't come from the number of likes or how many followers you have. It doesn't come from how many viral videos you post. The real happiness comes from within, and that sounds so cringy. But when you create real, meaningful experiences with people or things, or just your overall experiences, and it's not the social media illusion, you start to like feel content and happiness. Like, it comes from things like your happiness comes from things that can't be captured in a photo or like measured in an algorithm. Jesus Christ, I can't say the word. But the problem is, like, everything we do online tells you otherwise. Oh, post this perfect selfie, post in these photos. Like, it's gonna make you feel great, and it's gonna make you feel like you have those meaningful experiences. But it doesn't. Like, that is all a lie. You're not curating the perfect life. So the cost of the dopamine fueled happiness is, it's just fucking with your mental health. You're going to be constantly comparing yourself to everybody else. You're chasing your next hit. You're always trying to measure up to the perfect lives you see online. And it's destroying you. The anxiety, the depression, the loneliness, those aren't just like buzzwords in a crossword at your therapist's office. Those are actual things that social media is going to give you. Get people, or not people, social media apps say they're to help socialize with people and to help create happiness, not happiness, but to help allow you to connect with others, which I believe that Facebook does a great job of doing that. But Instagram and TikTok and Twitter, I don't think those apps do anything at all. They're the consequences of constantly living in a dopamine loop. Like, if you continue to scroll those apps and you continue to live that kind of life, you're just gonna be another kind of like bot in the system where you just continue to living in a dopamine loop, the highs, the lows, the highs, the lows, the highs, the lows, the highs, the lows. And it never will continue, or it never will matter. Those highs and the lows will never matter to an app that is using robots to trap you into it. It's crazy. But I've taken it kind of a step back from social media. I've cut down on my time on it, and my anxiety has been lessened like crazy. Like, I feel a little bit lonelier because I feel like I'm not seeing what my friends are posting and stuff, but like, I'm still like, my anxiety or my overthinking, those things are helping me a lot more because I'm not thinking of how to be better or how to look perfect or whatever. So, anyways, You've probably done it. You've scrolled through Instagram, you've seen somebody on vacation, someone else with that perfect body, or like someone that's just like killing it at life, and you think, why am I not like that? Like, why can't I be happy like them? Like, like you're asking yourself these why questions or these what questions, like, what can I do to be like them? How can I be like them? Those kind of things. And that feeling, that's your brain getting fucked with. It's the illusion that everyone else has together and that you fucking don't. But here's the reality. No one has it fucking figured out. Everyone is struggling in their own way. Even if they're like not showing it online, you could go like Rihanna's post about her new album dropping, or Taylor Swift going on a second Eras tour, or whatever, or Billie Eilish, and you just think that they have it all together, that they're super successful. Nobody has no idea what the fuck they're doing with their life. Yeah, Rihanna's singing, Billie Eilish is singing, Taylor Swift, fucking Travis Kelce, like, cool. But they have no idea how to live life like anyone else. Like, we have no idea what we're doing with our lives, and neither do they. Everyone is struggling in their own way. Like, even if like they're not showing it online. I'm pretty sure I said that just a second ago, but when you keep comparing your real life to someone else's highlight reel or their best angles, you're digging yourself into an early grave. And that hole in that grave just gets deeper and deeper the more you scroll. That grave you're never gonna pull yourself out of, and you're just gonna die thinking that you are unfulfilled or you didn't have it ever together like all these other people. So how how the fuck do we kind of break the cycle? First of all, you gotta, oh my gosh, first of all, you have to wake the fuck up. Genuinely. Like, social media isn't real. Like, I like when people are like, oh, that's so real. It's fucking not real. It's a curated version of life. And not only is it like a reflection of reality, it's a tool. And you've got to stop letting the doom scrolling, the likes, the comments, everything control you. You got to stop measuring your own worth by the likes, the comments, and the followers. Like, you got to stop measuring yourself against those things. Life is not a tape measure where you measure how far you've gotten with every little double thumb tap. That is not how life works. You gotta start looking for happiness where it actually exists. In the real fucking world, in real moments, in genuine experiences where you don't have to rely on somebody else's approval. You need to step away from the screen and find things that bring you peace and stop chasing the high that's never gonna satisfy you. When you're chasing that high, you're just like a pig. You're just gonna continue to eat and eat and eat and eat because you don't know when to fucking stop. You're just gonna get fat and you're gonna be gluttonous. And like, when you think about it, like, social media kind of hits one of the seven sins, like the pride and the gluttony, because you're constantly like, oh, I'm gonna post this because I'm proud of myself, and you're kind of pushing your pride and your curated version of yourself out to others to make them kind of feel shitty, and you don't realize that you're doing that until you like look at it from a different perspective. So, like, real happiness isn't something you find in a fucking post. You don't find that in a comment section, in a thirst trap edit of the guy who makes sex scenes while he cooks. Like, you're not gonna find happiness in that. Like, happiness is something that you build into your life outside of a social media algorithm or numbers and bots and all these things. So, fucking take control of your relationship with social media. Don't let it dictate your self fucking worth, and don't let it trick you into thinking that you're happy when you can't get happiness from something in a picture or a post. Like, you can't do that. Happiness is something you create day by day, and you don't get happiness from validation from anyone. That's not something that you get. So, with that, like, there it is, really. Social media isn't giving you happiness. It's trapping you in a cycle of addiction, comparison, and fake validation. But the good news, like, you can fucking break free of that shit. Like, I have started to, like I said, take a step back, and I think with the new year coming so quickly, I'm just gonna completely ghost. And I think that's something that is like completely valid. So, you need to start living your life on your own terms, not based on somebody else's filter. Happiness is yours to create and not something to chase on a fucking screen. Shut your computer, shut the app, delete the app for even one day of your life. And go on a hike, go on a walk, go notice the trees, go notice how cold it is, go notice your breath in the fucking air. Lift your nose out of your fucking screen. Anyways, this was a very short rant, but I mean, honestly, share this with somebody who needs to fucking hear it. And take care of yourself. Like, online and offline. Protect yourself from this shit. Protect yourself from the endless scrolling and not getting anything done with your life. So, jeez, that rant got my throat really dry. Anyways, thank you for listening. As always, please rate it 5 stars. If you don't like it, tell me you don't fucking like it. Leave me a comment, please. There's been a little bit more engagement recently, and it's honestly like made me like not take a step back, but it's also just kind of made me like rethink how I'm gonna do this podcast. As we all know, season 3 is about to start of this podcast, because it's almost a new year. And one of my like quote unquote resolutions, if you listen to another episode on why New Year New Me sucks, you'd understand that I don't really do resolutions. But one of my new goals, or one of those things that I want to do to better myself, is to post almost weekly. So if you're interested in that, please rate me and follow me. And leave a comment, please. It really helps me out and gives me an idea of how I'm doing. Anyways, I'll see you next time.